This is Manchester United falling over themselves, trying to keep Newcastle United at bay. Anyone for pinball? Still no harm done in the end. And of course, if at first you don't succeed, muck it up again. It's nothing new. They've been doing that since the 70s. Those shorts probably cut off his circulation. Wearing your team's shirt up in the stands is that sometimes, at the wrong moment, a player might try to kick the ball to you in row Z. And of course, the first thing a striker has to remember is not to get underneath the ball. No, wait, that's the second thing. The first thing a striker has to remember is to kick the ball. Step forward, Portsmouth's John Utaka. Utaka the Mickey. I used to wonder why they associated criminals with stripy tops. Now I can see why. That indeed was truly criminal. Here's the mercurial Eric Cantona supplying the ammo. Has to be a goal, surely. But no, the not-so-mercurial Steve Bruce is shooting the blanks. Still, he can see the funny side of it now. Maybe not at the time, though. Not his strong point, shooting. Reading goalkeeper Marcus Hahnemann discovers a hole in his gloves here. Not that Sol Campbell's complaining. The hole is just about big enough to fit a football through. Hard to say, really, what confused this keeper the most. Was it the deceptive long ball, or was it Jimmy Cranky rushing towards him? Either way, his miss was fan-dabby-dosy. This keeper could have just caught the ball, but decided to try to look cool because his girlfriend was watching, you see. Yeah, very cool. They split up at half-time. This long-range strike doesn't seem to be going anywhere. A bit like the keeper's career, really. Manchester United versus Portsmouth. Nobody gave Pompey a chance in this FA Cup quarter-final, except Michael Carrick, perhaps. He gave them a huge let-off here. Mind you, the tackle wasn't bad from Distan.
Nancy Jansen forcing the ball wide. Dunn. Lovely touch by Dunn. Oh, what a miss by Blake. He was virtually underneath the crossbar when he put his head on that cross.
Phil Stant is the luckiest man alive. Like all these other clowns, he missed a chance his gran would have scored. But Stant can forever say he blazed wide on purpose because the whistle, you see, had gone for offside. Yeah, right, mate, we believe you. Sousa Wamberto, what a name. What a miss. John Dal Thomason didn't hit it off in England when he played for Newcastle. He had his moments for Feyenoord too. How did he miss? I don't understand. It wasn't possible. Even I would have forced a save from the goalkeeper or something. They like their footy in Belgium too. Club Brugge are often the team to beat. But just to make it clear, Sven Vermaat is attacking, not defending here. By the time I've said his name, this clip of footage will be over. So here he is, Mohamed Aliou Dati. I didn't catch the rest of it. If there's one time you don't want to miss, it's in your big derby match. Graham Sharp did for Everton against Liverpool here, though. Oh dear, in front of the Kop. Well, I'm sure just said simply, bad luck. Look at this for a howler. Watch out for the number 11 sprinting into the box. He's been dreaming of this moment for weeks. Maybe now he'll get a good night's kip. Max Wieberts will have nightmares for life. Well, it was close, he said.
The Arsenal fans who travel up from London cheering their every pass. Pires played in by Bergkamp. He's got Ljungberg up with him. Here's Ljungberg! I tell you what, that takes some believing. But that has to go down as one of the most extraordinary misses I've ever seen.
If you want to succeed as a Liverpool striker in the shadow of Rush and Dalglish, you really have to raise the bar. Here's Ronnie Rosenthal, wishing the groundsman had done exactly that. Some will say being a great goal scorer is about being in the right place at the right time. Sando van der Heide got that bit right, but still managed to miss the open goal. He decided to spend the rest of his life crouched over in this position, in a yoga style. Flicks it past the defender. Round the keeper, Wiso Taiwo. Can't believe he's missed from there. Back to the Bundesliga, where normal German efficiency was in full flow. A precise attacking move would surely be finished off in style at the far post by Christoph Dabrowski. 9. Now, if he'd been playing rugby, 3 points for sure. Now for the creme de la creme. Even the best are prone to cock-ups. You don't believe me? Just watch this lot. We start with footballing legend Sir Bobby Charlton, who shows the dummy, then turns into one with this crossfield pass. Sir Bobby spent all morning doing his hair and then left the flipping thing at home. Not too sure about the keeper here either. Another England legend, Sir Bobby Moore, playing here for Fulham at the top of his game. Wrong goal though, Bobby. Past Peter Mellor. Great header though. Or was it David Mellor? Here's Mark Hughes, old Sparky. He scored some spectacular goals, about 3 a season, but he was also prone to doing this. Dumped on the floor first, should have stayed there. Where's he now, I wonder? In the FA Cup, Ryan Giggs once memorably tore Arsenal's defence to shreds. Mind you, he scored that time.
Giggs at the other end now, and surely will score! No! Oh. And now the man who has scored one of the greatest goals of all time has missed an absolute sitter. That is unbelievable.
Here's football legend and TV golden boy himself, Gary Lineker, showing the Brazilians how to do it. Not. Gary finished his career, of course, in Japan, where they're still waiting for him to start it. Any player with a ponytail is definitely overrated.
Macedonia have scored. Incredible. David Seaman has let another goal in when the ball has flown straight over his head. David Seaman has had his critics, and and his critics will grow in number after that goal.
Everton's best ever period may well have been the 80s, but what is Graham Sharp doing here? John Barnes and Bruce Grobbelaar did their best to help him, but still he couldn't score. Sharp by name, blunt by nature. Was it a pass, perhaps? Just a couple of mistakes to look out for here. Well, about 5, actually. But then eventually Les Ferdinand surely has to score. No! Oh, Les. Now, if he'd had a bucket and spade with him... Meantime, here come the Gunners again.
Perez played it by Bergkamp. He's got Ljungberg up with him. Here's Ljungberg. I tell you what, that takes some believing. But that has to go down as one of the most extraordinary misses I've ever seen.
Now, what are Liverpool doing in here? They were the best team in the 70s and the 80s by a country mile, weren't they? But not infallible, it seems. Bruce Grobbelaar, Sammy Lee, Phil Neal and Ronnie Whelan in a right old mess here against the might of ever... Oh, no. Walsall. Now here's Paul Gascoigne, dear old Gazza, rolling back the ears, but rolling it wide of the post. He put in such a fine run, he had no chance of scoring once he got there. Has he missed 5, is he saying? Now I'm fearing the worst here. He's welling up. It was a bad miss. But no, we're okay. We're okay. He's kept the tears in check. And finally, here he is, the hottest man on the planet, Cristiano Ronaldo, reminding us, yes, he is human. Once is bad luck, twice is unforgivable. It can't be true. And that expression is because he thinks he's left the sunbed on at home. Great, some fights. And we start with half-man Bruce Rioch, clobbering someone without anybody noticing. He checks to see if the victim, player, is all right after flooring him, and even gets the free kick. And a fair play award. When it comes to a heated debate, though, you can't beat the Spanish. The two blokes who look like mafia hitmen are having their argument spoilt by the bloke who looks like a school teacher. The big man smacks him and then takes cover behind a piece of A4 paper. And all this because he brought his moped back a day late. Sri Lanka versus the Maldives. The Sri Lankans had no sympathy for the injured. Talk about kicking a man when he's down. That led to the mother of all bunnies at the final whistle that included officials, coaches and some blokes in jackets. All except one chap at the top of the screen who just wants to swap shirts, travel the world and be kind to animals. Here's the ever mild-mannered Diego Maradona. Watch how he cuts through the crowd as if it were the England team. Then he stops so he can be held back. And as the fight rages on, where's Diego? He's where all little blokes end up in a fight, right at the back. How about this for conceding an early goal? 10 seconds in, and you're 1 down. Still, you have to admire the cheek of the goal scorer. I've seen them miss from there, you know. Scott Carson now keeping goal for England.
Good shot for the Portsmouth man, straight through Scott Carson. A bitter blow for England and for the debutant goalkeeper.
Yes, 2 competitive caps for Scott on the same day, perhaps. His first and his last. Here's England's former number one, Paul Robinson, handing in his P45 for the entire world to see. There doesn't seem to be any immediate danger. But then immediate danger is Robbo's middle name. Here's a moment of madness from Liverpool showman Bruce Grobbelaar. The thing with Brucey is you never knew what you were going to get. Except here, you knew you were going to get beat. That's telly pundit Mark Lawrenson there giving him a helping hand. I thought he never made a mistake in his playing career. We start the horror show at St Andrews with this corker from Birmingham's Cameron Jerome. It says FC on his shirt. FA might be better. Sweet FA. Actually, it's even worse in slow motion. He backheels it over the bar. Manager Alex McLeish can't believe it. X-rated? Even he's disgusted. And he's a pawn baron. Time was when 5 million wouldn't buy Adi Akinbaye. You can count me among them. Amazing. Now, look at this. 3 against 1. And he has to choose carefully. Not him, though. Must have got a bubble or something. Naughty floor, naughty floor. Now, here's Yakubu for Everton with only the net to beat. Everton fans have a saying, feed the yak and he will score. He must have been too full. Too many toffees, perhaps. Sometimes a chance can come along so quickly you don't have enough time to react. And then sometimes you can have too much. Steady. This is what happens when you sign a limbo dancer. Wolves striker Sylvain Ebanks-Blake was told, never lose your head. He thought they said, never use your head. Here he is again, but this time playing for Plymouth Argyle. You're not the only one with a headache, mate. Here's Beaker from the Muppet Show, giving the ball to, well, some other Muppet. Oh, that's Eric Nevland. He used to play for Manchester United. Honestly. Strikers are often told to attack the ball. Michael Chopra tries to stamp on its head. If he tried that a dozen times, he couldn't miss it as badly as he does here. It got a mixed reception, really. He thought it was bad luck, and 50,000 didn't. Here's an example of being in the right place at the right time, but the wrong player using the wrong foot. When Matty Taylor played for Portsmouth, he scored some spectacular goals. He once lobbed a keeper from 40 yards. Now he plays for Bolton, so he lobs the stadium from 40 inches. Ironically, the ball landed in Portsmouth. players are born great, others have greatness thrust upon them. And there again, some miss out altogether. If there's one thing a striker needs, it's pace. And this kid's got the legs of Speedy Gonzalez. Unfortunately, he's got the feet of Daffy Duck. Oh, and Bugs Bunny's teeth. What's up, Duck? Here's Michael Bolton, tribute act and sometimes footballer Diego Forlan, demonstrating why Manchester United were forced to hand over £7 million odd for him. At least Dick Turpin had the decency to wear a mask. Ipswich-Oxford, and after a defensive mix-up, the ball falls to Ipswich striker Marlon Harewood. He can't believe his luck. This next guy couldn't believe his teammate could hit the bar from so close, so he tried it himself. You see, you can. Well done, Marcus Bierhoff. A lot of footballers these days are accused of being one-footed. But here's Les Ferdinand in his QPR days, playing against Manchester City, proving that he's the exception. Yes, he can miss an open goal from a yard out equally as well with both feet. It was a classic miss. Now every central defender dreams of knocking the ball to safety into the stands. The difference here is that Aston Villa defender Steve Davis was attacking. All good players know they must take advantage of any situation, any opportunity, any lucky rebound. Yeah.
Oh, any chance I could do that again? Muppet.
Steve Froggatt, guilty of fluffing this one. I don't know who invented the saying, that one was harder to miss, but I think I might have found the game he was watching. How on earth did that not go in? Mind you, this one's even worse. Lovely build-up play by his teammates, an open goal, and he puts it on the roof. Not the net, the stand. Never has a name on a shirt been so accurate. Turdo. Even the ball boys put in a transfer request after this one. Now this must be better. England. Who's that, number 8? Is it Gaza? He's got the awareness of Gaza. He has the vision of Gaza. He runs like Gaza. Not Gaza. Not Gaza. Jeff Thomas.
Forrest to come away with the ball again, and it's Campbell who's through on goal. Can he finish it? He's got Stone in support. Oh, it's so easy, but he's missed it. It had to be a goal. What a dreadful miss, and you will not see a worse miss than that this season.
Here's a familiar sight. Manchester United cutting the opposition to threads, and with Giggs and Cole to aim for, Cantona picks out Steve Bruce. Never mind, Steve, you've still got your looks. Here's a sitter Route 1 style from the keeper's big kick. One bounce, a touch from the defender, and he hits the bar. The striker can only watch from the sidelines. I'd get used to that if I were you, mate. Sometimes, of course, strikers can be caught in two minds. This fellow wasn't sure whether he should volley spectacularly into the net or retire from football and open a fruit and veg shop. Tough call, this. Apparently, the game of football is an 11-a-side game. This is what happens, though, when someone defects to the other side. Now, let's face it, nobody wants to score an own goal, but if you had a choice, you'd probably want to score one like this, wouldn't you? OK, it is in his own net, and he's just equalised for the opposition, but he still manages to make it look pretty good. Now, call me fussy, but when you're trying to defend a cross, isn't it better that you're facing the right way? Well, you have to hand it to him. His coat, I mean. Some defenders have an almost telepathic understanding with their keepers. This one is more psychopathic. West Ham versus Middlesbrough. Carlton Cole supplies the cross. Luke Young tries to cut it out. Cut it out, I said, Luke. No, really, cut it out, mate. Apparently, a lot of top clubs in Germany are watching this defender. Or was it Guernsey? I think it was Guernsey. Anyway, they've stopped now. Now, if this defender's header had connected properly, it would have led to just a corner. But he didn't, so it didn't. Another magical Sunday League moment. Shouldn't this lot all be in church praying? Praying that their number 8 gets injured before their next game? You see, with every own goal, it's the timing that's crucial. Crucially, for this side, the timing is flipping awful. Who's to blame? All of them. And now it's England on the right side of a foul-up this time against Estonia.
Ashley Cole, never scored yet for his country. Oh, I'm not sure he's going to claim that one, but it is 3 for England, and Estonia are beginning to fall apart here. Stepanov looks askance. Anybody else to claim it? Doesn't look like it. And Poom beaten again.
A captain has great responsibility, and with great responsibility comes a great big mess-up. Here's Liverpool's normally dependable Sammy Herpier defending a crucial corner in a Merseyside derby and having what can only be described as a blonde moment. He won't want to see these highlights again in a hurry, and we don't want to see his. But here's take 2. And just in case you missed it, take 3. This keeper might have been able to get a hand to his defender's attempted clearance and prevent this own goal, but had he done so, it would surely have taken his hand clean off. Now this is what you call pinpoint accuracy. 21 players on the pitch, and he manages to pick out the only bird. It's some finish though. This is an example of why you should never stop chasing a lost cause. You might just end up bumping into one, and he'll do the rest for you, via his teammate's face. This is Liverpool scoring after a lovely 1-2 between Campbell and Distan. Torres is that good he sometimes lets others do it for him. Sheffield United against Queen's Park Rangers. Michael Tong's 25-yard drive can't find the back of the net, but not to worry, Damien Stewart will do it for him from 6 yards. To the Dutch League again now, and this Ajax defender tries to lend a helping foot, but only succeeds in putting his foot right in it. This keeper is expecting this ball over the top to be thumped home in style. It was, but by his own defender. A great strike here from midfield maestro Ronnie Whelan of Liverpool. You were allowed to pass back in those days, but Grobbelaar must have been ahead of his time. I feel good, laughs the PA. Not sure those two would agree. Now this is great defending right up until the moment he calmly steers the ball into his own net. I wasn't going to mention his name, but since we're going to see it again, here it is. Gary Thompson, take a bow. And get back upfield. Chelsea versus Manchester City, and Chelsea are about to go ahead through an unlikely source. Done? You have been. City captain Richard provides the killer touch. As cool a piece of defending as I've seen since... Oh, what time is it now? Keeper's ball. Oh!
You nit.
Vorsprung durch Technik, as the Germans say. And there's the dork. This is Jan Seifert, using perfect power and placement, but lousy geography. He needs to be 100 yards the other way. Now you have to feel for Ian Dowie, well, nearly here, because you know that he's convinced himself he's scoring at the right end. That's the goal of a man who's taken too many blows to his head. Come to think of it, that's the face of a man who's taken too many blows to his head. Back to the days of sexy short shorts now, as a young Steve Bold latches on to an Alvin Martin long ball to half volley into his own net. Maybe this was the moment Bold started to lose his hair. David Seaman, you know, could never really understand other footballers. A lot of what they did just went right over his head. His teammate Lee Dixon adding to his confusion. Manchester City's Jamie Pollock shows a deft touch to beat this player, then a daft one to beat his own keeper. The name on the shirt says it all. Oh, brother. You see, back in the 70s, it didn't happen because you had real defenders like Bobby Moore. I wonder what the old maestro would have made of these own goals. He'd probably sympathise. This is Kevin Brown of Weston-super-Mare demonstrating the dangers of wearing your boots on the wrong feet. He probably couldn't do that again if he tried. If you're watching, Kevin, don't try. The problem with own goals is that it all happens in a split second. Unless you're Forest Green's Wayne Hatsworth. Time he has on the ball. Time to pick a corner and then go and hide in it. Jimmy Traore, then, of Liverpool, shows us how to lose the plot and the ball in a cup tie against Burnley. The penalty area isn't the place for tricks, although I bet the fans wish he could disappear. Here's Locheran's Hein van Heijzenbroek, very kindly giving lessons to opposing strikers. When you break into the box on your own, it's nice to have the extra man to cross to. Step forward, Steve Hamill of Motherwell. Now that is some first touch. This one demonstrates the importance of not being distracted by personal grooming during a match. If you watch closely, he doesn't mean to head the ball, he's just flicking his hair at the wrong time. Nice hair there. Do not adjust your sets, what you're seeing is real. The team in white are Indonesia and they're supposed to be attacking the other end. Instead, they knock it around their opponents, Thailand, before Mursyid Effendi scores in his own net. Why? Because Indonesia didn't want to play Vietnam in the next round. Judging by the state of that pitch, they're already in Vietnam. Is he allowed to do that? United versus Spurs. Glenn Hoddle tries to beat the keeper, but can't. He needn't worry, though, because that plonker did it for him. Another spectacular headed disaster that we could watch over and over again. And we will. Sheer quality. Here's Nigel Reo-Coker in party mood. Now, how's that song go? You put your right leg out and you're doing the OK Coker. Well, it was OK for Pompey, not so OK for Villa. They went a goal down. Now, this was one of those dull, scrappy games when it looked as if neither team was going to score. But with the clock running down, there's just time for one more chance. The player responsible for this clanger said he was put off by something in the crowd. Perhaps it was a plastic seat taking a photo.
Campbell.